I love your cup.
Front and center. Hello,
Your mug
Goodwill.
is so cute. Goodwill?
Goodwill.
Nice. I feel like it was made for you.
Right?
We love
I
a
even
good gift.
paid full price at Goodwill for it. That's how you know.
What is full price at Goodwill?
I think it was like $3.99.
It's because it wasn't a full dollar amount.
Right, right.
Yes. It
But
didn't have a
usually you
special
look for
sticker.
the color tags that are
Yeah.
on sale, and you're like, we're avoiding all other colors. And I was like, you shall be mine. So here we are.
I can't leave you here because someone else will take you.
Right? You are meant to be in my hands.
That's awesome. It's also very
Okay.
like fall like,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's good for the
Can you
season.
can you just imagine the turmoil I have when I go to my coffee pot in the morning and I'm like, which mug do I want to use? And like, you can't use the same one because you don't want to hurt the other one's feelings. Like, you
Naturally.
have to rotate. So,
Yeah. Once in a while you get down to the fact where you're like, oh, I have to like wash the dishes, which means I get this one in the very back, which I like, but it's also like can't tell it it's not my favorite. I get it.
you're
A
like, ew,
handhold is not exactly
I
right.
have to use that one. And I'm like, I should probably get rid of that. And they're like, ew, why would I do
I'm like,
that?
you can't get rid of it. It's better than like a hotel mug.
Right?
What is with hotel mugs and being like this big?
I don't know.
It's
Like, can I
a
get a
mug
bigger
for
handle?
ants.
What is
I can't
happening?
get cozy with this. Maybe it's because they don't want you to. Secretly, they're like, we want you to be comfortable here, but not too comfortable.
Take a sip
Don't stay.
and get out. Go, go,
And
go.
move on.
Go about do your things. Go do your other things.
I love that we've started this thing where we get into all of this content that has nothing to do with the topic of our conversation. And it's just kind of like, welcome. Welcome to our world. Welcome to our chaos.
But welcome to our minds. But
Right?
this is what goes on. This is what happens.
Imagine being in here all the time.
It's great. Join
That's why
us.
we feel so busy. But we do actually want to welcome you to a special ish episode because we have been doing this, if you can believe it, for a year.
One full year.
One full year. It's do it. There it is. I need to
It's
add.
just a little awkward to like wait on it.
And I think that kind of makes it. I think that makes it real. We've been doing this for a year. Our first full episode actually came out on September 9th. So the last episode we put out where we were like, hey, I think it's been a year. It actually had been a year.
It had been a
And
year.
so we kind of wanted to reflect a little bit on what that looks like and what's coming next and all of the things that you do at like a 1 year thing, right? I just like that it's in September so I don't have to do it for like the new year or whatever. Like I get to do it's a second celebration. Like
And really, don't be fooled. Like, this is a brainstorming session for us. We're just letting you in on
you're
it.
gonna join us for it's like what is it that we want to do next?
Let's figure it out. Yes. So, if you're new here, hit subscribe. Join us for our second year. Is this a
Exactly.
season? Are we seasoning these? Or are we just gonna go? Because I'm fine with just going.
I feel like we just go, but maybe we could. I don't know. I feel like it.
We keep going. Perfect.
Yeah.
Works
I
for
think we
me.
just kind
Join
of
us
go with the chaos.
on our adventure now. And if you've been here a while and you haven't clicked subscribe,
What are you
please do
doing?
that. Please do
Where
that.
you been?
Like, you're here. You're here. Stop running along behind. Just get on.
Right. Jump in the chariot and let's go. We're all on this journey together. We like
We
it or
are
not.
going. Let's
We are.
go.
We are.
Yes.
I have read so many more books this last year because of this podcast than I ever did before. Ever.
Yeah.
So I would like to thank you for like encouraging that, right? Because I wouldn't do it if
Pushing,
we didn't, right?
pulling,
Because I
coercing.
don't feel like I would have the drive, but I also wouldn't feel like I would make more excuses not to read. And so now I make excuses to read, and I'm so much
Ooh.
happier because of it, right?
Yes.
I
That's awesome.
yeah, I mean, I feel like I've met digitally met so many more people like in the reading community and it's a really easy thing to talk about when you're like at a networking event. I had somebody come up to me at our last networking event a couple weeks ago, like at actually work. And he was like, "Hey, what do you do when you're not doing this?" And it was so easy to be like, "Oh, I read." And he was like, "You read?" I was like, "No, I mean I read."
Like, you don't understand.
You don't get it. I read. And he
We're
was like, "Well, what do you
in
read?"
deep.
Exactly.
You're
He was like,
like,
"What do you
oh,
read?" And I
let
was like,
me tell you.
"What? Tell me what you're into first, and then I can tell you what I read in that genre because we have several things. I don't read everything,
We
but I
have
can pick out
things.
something." And I will say the first thing I recommended, which somebody in your house will be very proud of me, I did recommend Chuck Palahniuk to some, actually two people at
Yes.
that event. I recommended it to two different people. I was like, this will change your life. Can't promise it's going to be in a good way, but it will definitely stick with you.
That's fantastic.
Yes. And I
See,
wouldn't
I
have done that.
love that.
I wouldn't have done that if it hadn't been for you guys, because I wouldn't have known who that was, right?
Right.
If it
You had
wasn't
no
literally
idea.
handed to me and been like, read this stack.
And I love that it was one that came to mind for you
Mhm.
because that's not your genre. That's not what you enjoy. So, like, to hear that come in conversation twice,
Right?
you're
In the same
like,
day.
ooh, definitely life changing in some sort of way.
Yeah, and I didn't recommend like my normal like fantasy, romantasy, romance, rom-com. Like I didn't recommend any of those. I recommended a
Hmm.
couple nonfiction. I think you're the reason I recommended everything. I recommended Big Magic. I recommended
Yes.
Chuck, and then I also had a conversation with somebody about On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous when we did Ocean Vuong's
Yes.
book. talked to somebody about that one, somebody who's a poet and is coming out with their first book, which is kind of like a letter. So all of those
I
things are
love
because
this.
of this experience.
Yeah. And just think like what that conversation would have looked like you might not be able to find common ground because not everybody understands romantasy, fantasy genres, but to be able to like hold your own in a conversation about other topics, like that's definitely not something I would have been able to do a year ago, for sure.
No. No, and then like I feel like in a professional setting, which you're still trying I was at work, right? Still trying to be professional, still trying to like make sure I keep everything buttoned up as well as can be. That's not really something you're going to bring out, right?
And yet you showed you're crazy with Chuck. I mean,
I I mean, I don't know if it's crazy or if it's
they're going to read
inspired.
that and be like,
I warned them appropriately.
WTF did
I
she
said
do to me?
I said this is a mess, but it's actually really good. Like I
Hmm.
said, I think the way I described it was just that it will definitely, I said, it has stuck with me and I read it a very long time ago. I said, but it has stuck with me in a way that I didn't expect all of the things to happen as they did. I said, so it's raw and it's hard and it's not always pretty. I said, but it's worth the read.
Hmm.
So
So
that's kind of
good.
how I explained it. So,
So good. And
yes.
honestly, I think with having the podcast, it's kind of pushed us to read more
Oh, yeah.
quantity wise
Yeah.
because it's like, okay, we got to keep it fresh. What else are we reading? And it's not that we're forcing ourselves to read stuff that we don't want to read. Like, clearly, we
All of
have
the things.
plenty to go through. And it's just that little extra, like, motivation to be like, okay, I mean, if you want to read this and talk about it, like, there's a good reason.
Yeah. Like we've got it here. And it has also given me a reason to buy more books, which I don't ever think I needed a reason. But I was like, it's not like I'm going to run out of things that I want to read, and it's also not like I want to run out of things to say. So I think I'm trying to think. I think the second shelf here might be one that I haven't read. I don't know. There's a shelf. There's a couple shelves over here that no, I did read some of those. There's a couple
Ew.
shelves here. What?
Is that where the crawdads sing?
Yes, it's on there. I read it.
Ew. Put
As
it
soon
on
as I
a
saw it, I
bottom
was like,
shelf.
move that around. I know
Nobody needs to see that one.
if you've seen our early episodes, we definitely we talk about that one. But I also have to say, like upstairs where I have my reading chair is 100% where all of the books that I haven't read are, right? So most of them come down here after I've read them. There's a couple down
Yes.
here that we're like, all right, we'll get to you another time. But everything that I haven't read is upstairs, and then eventually it
This is
comes
the
down here.
trophy room.
It is. This is the trophy room where I get to sit here and be like, look at all of the things I have, which isn't
Cue
bad.
the Little Mermaid song. I will not sing right now, but it's in my head. It's going right now.
That's fair. I also think there's a Little Mermaid book back here. It's one of those Twisted Tales ones. There's a
Hmm.
bunch of books where they took like, like what if Belle didn't pick the beast? What if like Elsa didn't choose good? What if so it's all of those books that are like, what if we turn this on its head and then write a book about it? So I like that.
Nice. I'm like comparing your shelf to my shelf because I see your Gregory Maguire books
Yes.
on the third
Yes.
shelf over there, and I have them right.
Right there. Oh, I see 'em.
Is it? I'm like they're
I was like, they're in that corner, yes?
yes,
I think they're
right
right
there.
over there.
Which you may not see when we actually record this, so I might just
Right,
be
we'll see.
pointing to
Right to
weirdness.
nothing. I have all of my Diana Gabaldon down here too.
Nice.
Right?
I don't have mine together.
I think I'm missing the first one. I think I lent it out to somebody, and now
They're
I'm gonna
kind
have
of
to
all over the
repurchase it.
place.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna have to repurchase that one. I also think I did the same thing with the first Harry Potter book. I don't think I have that one either. And I'm like, how am I
Oh.
missing the first one? So I'm gonna have to repurchase the first one of both of those so I can have a complete set again.
Mm.
But we'll see.
I do have the complete set of the Harry Potter in hardback because they match my I don't know, like I think it's like a dining room thing, but we use it as a
Oh.
bookshelf.
Oh,
Like
nice.
a
Yeah.
teal color, so like all the wild colors, like it just blends. And I was
Yeah.
like, yes, you are going together on display.
I
Thank you.
think I mine are hardcover, but I am missing dust jackets for two of them, three of them. I'm missing
Ah,
three dust jackets, which does sink, but I mean, it's
yeah.
fine. So they're not super like colorful anymore. But
Oh, sad. We love
right,
color, even though we're sitting here in full
right.
black.
We do like color, but I like color in my books,
Yes,
right?
lots of color.
And I don't think I cared before we started doing this. Like I think I just went we've discovered throughout this process that I'm a mood reader, but I think I'm also a mood book buyer. Right? I will go and be like,
Okay.
"Oh, I'm looking for this, like I'm looking for this one specific book." But if I get in there and I'm not in the mood to read that book, I will go somewhere completely different and be like, "Ah, I'm in the mood for this." And so I will buy a completely different genre of books because that's what I'm in the mood for at that moment.
My book buying has also changed. So a year ago, I was very much like, ooh, this sounds good, this sounds good, this sounds good, this sounds good. And now I'm a little more picky about
Mm.
what I'm getting. So, like, I'm picking them up, I'm reading them, I'm like, this is good, but like, I want to read this book I have at home. Like, this wouldn't be, and that's at a used bookstore. When I go to a new bookstore, like it's just to kind of see what's out there and it's
Mhm.
exciting like to see, but I'm like, I have that one, I have that one, I have that one.
I
And
already
I'm
have you. I already
like,
have you.
what book would I pay full price for? And it has to be something that I'm like, I'm going to take you home and like crack you open and read you right now.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it's not worth paying because I
Okay.
have like a whole, like, you're going to be put somewhere in the end. So, like, that's kind of where I've shifted the other direction to be
Yeah.
like, we have books at home.
I will say I'm a little bit more discerning in where I buy my books, right? And so I will gravitate more toward a used or a indie like small independent bookstore
Hmm.
if I can.
Hmm.
And there are times where I'm like, "Hey, I want, I've seen this book and I'm really looking for it." And I'll go to the indie bookstore first and be like, "Do you have it?" They don't always have it, right? They're limited on the stock and things like that. And a lot of the times the
Yeah.
things that I'm looking for are like weird. And so I go to find it and I'm like, "Oh, do you have this one?" And they're like, "Oh, no, but we can order it." And I'm like, "That's okay. Like, if you get it around to it, like, let me know. But otherwise, like, I'll just figure it out later."
Yeah,
And
please
so
don't do that
I'm
special.
right. Please don't, please. That seems like a lot of work for everybody. So don't do that. But I appreciate that they're willing to.
Hmm.
And so I'll like come back later and look for it, but I won't immediately run over to like a big bookstore and do that. I also am a huge fan of Book Outlet still. And so that because I can get $5, $3, $7 books that are perfectly fine. So that will also be a place that I go and look because they're already printed. It's not like they're printing it extra for me. And
Mm-mm.
I
They're
can
done.
look
They're
at the
there.
amount that I have purchased in
Right.
books, you know.
It's a
But
small
book
fortune.
yeah,
It's a
book
small
math
fortune.
is like girl math. I don't really think it counts. It
We
doesn't
have
count.
decided it doesn't
Yeah,
count. And when you buy
it doesn't.
used, like, we
You're
always
really
walk
just
out of the store and
recycling.
we're like, we just got all of these books for the price of two new books.
Which is insane, right?
Hmm.
Because I'll turn it over and look and it's like 31.99. I'm like, "But it's not that big."
Yeah, no.
But I will purchase a full price book if it comes off of the author's website. If it is a signed
Okay.
copy for an author, and that's usually the indie books, right? So, I will pay 20
Yeah.
bucks for a paperback book that came from the author's website that they signed and they wrote themselves. Like, I will do that. Not every single one, but if it's somebody I've interacted with and I've seen it a bunch, I will definitely do that.
Yeah, on your
That feels
list.
just
I
like
love
yeah,
that.
that feels like support. So
Yeah.
I'm willing to pay a little bit more at an independent bookstore or a small bookstore or for an author than I am someone who buys them in bulk.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that
I
has definitely
agree.
changed for me. Because before I was like, oh, I'll just go whenever I go. And now it's like somebody's like, hey, you want to go to the bookstore? And I'm like, bookstore? Like I'm like a dog in a treat.
Yeah. Yes,
Just
I
a walk.
do.
Yes, I will go. I need
Oh,
nothing
you
else.
said
I
you're paying? Absolutely.
done. I did receive a gift card for my birthday for books. And
Ooh.
I'm a horrible person with gift cards. I will hold on to them for years, which is not good. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to use them. But this one I think I used within like 3 weeks. I was like, okay, I do have some left on it, but I definitely took
That's
it
a
and was
good
like, these
one.
are the things I want. So
Yes.
excited about that. But
Yes. That's how you know it's a good one then. The other ones you're kind of like, meh, maybe I won't spend this. I'll wait till I really want something, but you're like, books, yes. And I
right,
can
I'm like, I'll
find
do
something.
this. I do at some point want to do an episode where we 100% judge the book by its cover. Like no blurbs, no, like don't read into it a little bit. You only pick by what the cover looks like.
Oh, I could be a judgy bitch. Let's do this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I kind of want to pick one, and I'm like, all right, one that I would definitely be like, yes, I'm into this, and one that I'd be like, no, I wouldn't necessarily pick you, but we'll try it. But I don't want to read the back cover. I'm that person who will immediately pick up the book and open to the front page and read whatever's
Looking
on
for something.
the
Yes,
inside
you're
cover.
like, give me.
Yes, because
Yes.
if you are going to tell me that all of a sudden we're getting into like, I don't know, something I have absolutely no interest in, and that's like, usually if it's a vampire, which we'll get into at some point, but if it's like, she gets whisked away to this world and all of the vampires live there, I'm like, put it down. I'm done. Like I can't.
We don't, we're not here for the V word.
Right. So you know I'm gonna end up with a vampire book at least once. But we'll see. Because the
It's
vampire book
gonna
pictures are
happen.
like the covers are really nice. That's usually why I pick it up. I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. And it's like when he turns her, and I'm like, no, why?
Absolutely not.
Like, stop turning people.
I will tell you, actually, I don't even look at the cover. I look at so the way the books are usually set up at like the used shops or whatever,
Hmm.
it's the spine. And so I'm always looking for there's
Oh,
like a certain type. There's a certain font
there's a font.
that
There's a font for
that
goat.
fantasy or like,
Hmm.
that they use. And so it's kind of what my eye looks for. So I may not even see the cover. Like I'll choose it based on the spine, I'll pull it out and I go to the back
See, that's what I'm
like
saying.
right away. So
What
like
if
I
we
may
only
not even
do?
see the cover. So this is going to be an interesting one.
I think it will be fun. That's my thought. I I don't know. I was just thinking about. It. I was like, what if we just did like literally judging by the cover,
Yeah.
which I think could be cool,
Stand by for those shenanigans.
right? I can't imagine those are going to
What
be
could go wrong?
right. I love that idea. I love the idea of trying to guess popular books by like their random reviews.
Like 1 or 2 star
Maybe one
reviews,
or two
like
star reviews,
who hated on these and what book is it?
right? Like they do with movies where it's like almost orphan is handicapped and has to find the way back home, and it's like Finding Nemo, like like that kind of thing.
Oh,
I feel like
oh,
that
this
would
is
be
going to
fun,
be interesting because yes, this
right?
reminds me of those. Do you remember like the Christmas games, like where they would do basically the same thing with like Christmas songs.
Oh, with
You
a
had to
song,
guess what the
yes,
Christmas song was.
yes, I do remember that,
Horrible at these, so
right?
that'll be fun. Come hang out with us for those.
Right? It should be
See if
exciting.
you
I
can guess
had
them.
Speaking of that, I had at one point like a little card game almost that was supposed to be Christmas songs, but it was clearly written somewhere that wasn't predominantly English speaking. So half the words didn't make sense. And I was like,
It
I feel
was
like this is
just
not what this is
extra
supposed to
hard.
be. Right? I was like, I feel like this is not what the game was supposed to be, but it's making it 14 times better. Because now I
Yes.
have really have no idea what we're trying to say here. And I don't think you do either. Like, I don't think when you wrote
Nice.
this that you knew what we were talking about.
No, we were just using auto translate
Yes.
and good luck.
And that was years
Good
ago. So we know
luck.
that auto translate wasn't that great at that point.
So much fun.
Exactly. Are there any episodes that you're looking forward to potentially having coming up?
I think this is the fun time of year where we really get into themes.
Mm.
And selfishly, I do love October
Mhm.
ish time because we get a little more into the spooky and
We
I can
do.
drag you more into things you wouldn't
Yes.
visit. And I'd be
A little
like,
more
but you have to
fun.
do it for the podcast. You have to.
But it also doesn't
Um,
feel like a have to. It just feels like a hey,
yeah.
just maybe open your mind a little bit and because it's spooky season, like read something a little spookier. I'm like, all right, I can do that.
Yes.
That fits my mood. That fits my theme. So I can
Yeah.
do it.
So I do. I am looking forward to that. I will say I did pick I did pick up a couple Christmas books because I was like midsummer or
Mhm.
like spring. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I know Meg's gonna want to do
I
like
know Meg's gonna make me
Christmas
do this.
holiday themes, but it's kind of like I'm not. I'm not really a theme mood reader. Like I can read this stuff anytime and be transported. It's fine. But like I was like, oh, I know we're gonna do because I know like your reading style and how that works. And I'm like, this is gonna be so fun. I need a couple like Christmas holiday, New Year books.
Right.
So I've got those ready.
Perfect.
So I'm owning the theme reading.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, see? We're changing.
We are. I have found that because of a couple of the arcs that I'm reading, because we know I'm an arc reader, a couple of the arcs that I'm reading, like I think in like 2 weeks, I'm supposed to review A Christmas Story, and it's going to be the second Christmas story that I have reviewed
Oh
before
no.
November. And
What
so
are they
that's
doing to
right.
you?
But I mean, I get why, because they want to have reviews in there for the holiday season when it comes out, which I get. But part of me is kind of like, I feel like I'm cheating. I feel like I'm cheating on the season. But I have so
It's
many holiday books I want to read anyway that I've already
yeah.
finished one and put it up there. So if you are anywhere on Instagram for either myself or the podcast and you are like, why are there Christmas books on here? It's because I'm being helpful. That's why. It's not because I'm cheating ahead. It's just because I'm trying to be, helpful and do the arc thing and I enjoy
Yeah.
it. It's just I think the next one I'm reading has something to do with Christmas in Scotland and I'm like, we need to get on this.
Yes.
I saw my
But
calendar today and it
also,
was like, it sounds fun.
but like the stores have Christmas things out. Like we have holiday trees and glittery balls and garland galore. Like it's happening.
I
It's
think there's
there.
still Halloween
So
here. I don't think, but
you're
I also haven't
you
like
haven't seen those? Okay. Well, I
I
mean in
also don't
California
shop
all the holidays
outside.
run together. Like the weather doesn't
All the
really
things
change
outside.
anything. Like,
That's fair.
legit. Do you see my pillows? We have ghosts with candy canes. We're
I
good.
did not see that.
Can you see it?
Okay,
Yes.
that's
Ghosts with
so
candy
cute.
canes.
Did you
Made
make
these
them?
myself. Thank you
They're
very
so
much. Yes, I did.
cute.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Good to hear
these
it.
are gonna go out from like mid September to January because
I
why not?
I mean, it
Fully
kind of
covered.
feels like it covers all the bases. And
Right?
also,
Like,
I cannot get over the little antlers on the ghosts.
right? Like, maybe that's November. No, maybe
Right?
that's reindeer. Hmm. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know
I like
why I
it.
thought November for antlers. I don't know why that came out. Like, what are we?
Hunting season? I don't know. I don't know what hunting season is, but
I don't know
it's
anything about that, but there we go.
I was like, I don't
I'm
know
going
anything
to
about it.
say full coverage
It
from
does.
now until Happy New Year, everyone. This year is
Right?
over. Good luck.
Most people skip Thanksgiving anyways. I know it's some people's favorite holiday, but most people just skip it from an aesthetic standpoint, right? And
I mean,
so,
there's just not time
no, there's
when
not.
Christmas is being thrust upon you. Like,
Yes.
get it together.
Yes. All right. So we're
But
looking
I
at
digress.
themes. We're looking
Theme
at
reading will be
right theme
fun.
reading. It will. I don't know.
We're
I'm
gonna do more indie publishing,
Mhm.
more, yeah, so more of that, more spotlights on our indie brands. We love that.
We do. I like that a lot. Exactly. And especially if like you are somebody who is a reader, enjoys reading, but also is looking to find like bookish ideas for other readers in your space. I love that idea. I actually just went on. I know I have a friend who is just been really busy. Things going on, life happens or whatever. And so I wanted to kind of curate a like a themed reading little goodie thing to like
Mhm.
give to her at some point. When she just needs a little pick me up, and I'm sourcing it all from like indie thread makers, which I'm
Oh, how
excited
fun.
about because that way, like, it would be super easy just to like get on Amazon and just order something. But I'm like, no, no, I want to curate this. Like, I want to pick it out and be like, ah, yes, that
Yes.
that sticker, that notebook, that tote bag, like that's what I'm looking for. And so
Yes. I love that.
I'm researching ahead of time accidentally because it's just something I have to do anyway. So I was like, yes, we'll do
I
this.
mean, it's, yeah, that's kind of just how we live life, though, too. So it's like, these eyes are not, these eyes, these ideas, these eyes,
Yeah.
no,
That.
these ideas are swirling all around us all the time. So it's great.
Yeah.
I
So,
love
but I
that.
do.
Ooh, is that coming out? Ooh, should we, is that happening before the holiday? Like,
Mhm.
to help people? Did we structure this
I
appropriately?
think so.
Okay. Because I know last year we did, and we talked about our bookish gifts that we received
Yes,
because people know us so well.
exactly.
But it could be fun to put that on the other side.
Hmm. I think we
Ooh,
have it early December. I think,
okay, perfect. Because
which
then we could
hopefully
be
gives
like,
Yeah,
I want this. Hint,
but
hint.
also
You're
gives people enough
looking.
time for, like, small business shipping, you know?
Hmm,
So
hmm.
hopefully it's early enough, and if it's not, we'll switch it around, but I'm pretty sure it's
Switch it.
early
That
December.
makes sense to me. I love this.
I hope so.
Yes.
I hope that's what's working out, but, you know, it's Excel sheets are easy to
Well,
change.
somehow it all works out for us. It's
It does.
always working out in our best interest and yours. Thank you for joining us.
But with that being said, if there's something that you're like, "Hey, you guys haven't talked on this topic," or you're kind of avoiding this genre or something like that, we would love to hear that. Like, I'm always open to being like, "Hey, can you talk a little bit about this?" I
Yes. We
do
don't know
have
what we don't know.
right.
Tell us. Tell
I
us.
do have somebody who likes to comment on my Instagram. Um, he'll comment on my story sometimes, and he's like, "Do you just have like a subscription to Hallmark movie books?" And I'm like, "Yes, yes, I think I just do." I was like, "I think that's
Yes, I
my
do.
dream is to be like, I think I'd be a really great best friend in a Hallmark movie." So, like, we'll put that out into the universe. I think that would be really fun. I could be like a little sassy and give good advice. That feels fun. But I think that's why he's like, it's another Hallmark movie rom com. I'm like, yeah, yeah, it is. Welcome. I do
Yes,
read
it
other
is.
things, but that's what I'm reading right now. So
But
sorry.
that is what's happening in
Right.
my world.
So
Welcome to the season. You're going to see a bunch of those
there's gonna
for
be a
the
whole bunch of
next
those.
4 months.
Yes, and they're
Four
all going to be
months.
like pumpkin themed for the next 3 weeks. That seems to be a thing that I have collected. I took a picture of like my autumn stack the other day, and it was like
I saw
pumpkin this,
that.
witch that, and I was like, this is going to be really exciting for me. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm really going to enjoy.
That's what it's all about. There's so much out there that,
Yes.
like, we talk about such a small piece. And we talk about, I mean, yes, we talk about what we like. And that's kind of first and foremost because that's what makes it interesting for us. And we know there's people out there that like what we like. But also, it's been intriguing to watch our tastes change
Mm-hmm.
throughout this. And we were like, no, I'm purely in the, I know me, I shopped in the pure YA fantasy because I was like, yes, fantasy. And now I'm like, I need a little more meat. I need a
Mm-hmm.
little bit more story. And I'm like actually looking at like fiction and like now learning that there's so many different genres,
Yeah.
spectral fiction through, through that was
Leave it
my
alone.
That was my favorite because I was like, "Oh my god, I think that's me too."
Yeah.
Speculative fiction,
Yes.
but we're going to call it spectral because
We are
that's
because it makes more sense to my brain. But the
I
fact that I had to
totally
literally like
concur.
look it up and I was like, "Oh, I did get it wrong." I was like, "It's fine. I'll put it up anyways." I was like,
In
"I
the
will
best way
correct myself."
possible. Best way possible. But like to see those change, and honestly, that's because we've had some comments and like people on threads chit chatting and like, oh, you should try this book because, or like talking with people who are like, okay, I see the genres that you're reading, but like maybe try this. And
Mhm.
it's adjacent,. Not same.
Exactly.
So it's been very cool to have these conversations and stuff. So
It is.
keep them coming. Keep your
Yeah.
comments coming. We love to see it. Give us all the ideas.
I love when people respond, especially on the YouTube channel about like, "Hey, I totally hear what you're saying about that, but have you ever considered this thing?" Or like when I do it, like when I listen to an audiobook, this is how I take it or this is what I'm doing or like this is how I handle it. Like I love that piece of it because there's so many things that of course I didn't think of. Like
Right.
I have one brain, right? My one brain
I
works one way. So it's
didn't
so
know.
right, but it's cool that there are people who are willing to share and be like, "Hey, but have you have you considered?" I'm like, "No, honestly, I have not. Thank you for opening my eyes
Yes.
to that opportunity."
Yes. That's what it's all about. And that's
It is.
why that was the whole why behind why we started all of this. We're like, we talk about books all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We want to find a community. We want to find other people that do. And yeah, it's been an amazing year.
It has been. I can't believe it's been a year. It
You know what I just realized?
what?
We have 52 subscribers as of right now. Hello, one a week.
One a week for a whole year.
Yeah, let's
Whole
see if we
year of
can
subscribers.
condense that though. Like, let's get
A
more
couple.
of you clicking the buttons.
Yes. That
Clicky,
might
clicky.
also have something to do with like the marketing that I do. So we'll work on that as well. Maybe we'll up that a little bit too, just to
We're
maybe
putting
do
that
more
out
than just
there.
put it out on on Instagram and be like, good luck.
Yeah, come on through.
Right?
Tell
Maybe
all your
we
bookish
add.
friends.
I was gonna say maybe we add a share thing that's like, hey, if you're already subscribed, maybe also share this with somebody that you think would enjoy our banter. Or
Yes.
who like would hate us and give us a view anyways. I'm fine with either way. I'm
Come
open
for
to
the
all.
humor, stay for the books. Come for the books, stay for the humor. I don't care.
Either way. Do whatever feels right.
Join us. Come to the
What
dark,
up?
bright, sparkly side.
I was gonna say we have a lot of different themes that we go around.
Yes, I was actually looking at our first episode because I was like, wouldn't it be cool if like I wore the same thing and like recreated the look to see how
I love that you
different
had that thought.
we
I did not.
are? Oh, please. Like the brain is always braining. Like it never stops. So I'm like, oh, we could do this. We could do this. We could do that.
I did. I
But
will
here we
say, I love that I had to actually scroll pages to get back to our first episode.
are. It's kind of
Right?
like scrolling for your birth date now. There's so many.
Hey, we don't have to talk about that. I do find myself being like, how many years does this go back?
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, how far back are we going? Is there anyone who's still living in this year that you have down here? So I just,
It's always
I'm always
fun.
looking. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I did have to scroll over. I had to switch pages when it came to our content, our videos, to get back to the first one to check to see the actual date that
Yes.
we posted it.
Yes, and we've actually gotten some good views. So if you're an OG and you've been here the whole time, let us know. Tell us. Tell us
Exactly.
you're still here on the
Do you
journey, hanging on.
do you have a favorite episode? Like I would love to know if somebody has a favorite episode where they're like this one was my most favorite one.
Can I tell you? Okay, as soon as you said that, I knew the one, and it is because we we drank too much wine and then decided to record an episode. It was the one right after our retreat,
Mm.
charcuterie and tomfoolery.
Hmm.
I don't know that we talked a whole lot through that one. I think we giggled like banshees.
The editing in that, the like 12 to 15 minutes of just straight laughter that we cut out of that episode was amazing.
Yes, yes. It
Yeah.
was so that's the one that comes to my mind. I'm like, it wasn't even book themed. It was the cackling that
Right?
went on.
I think mine is less an episode and more a recording day because there was one day where we tried because we were not always together, obviously, right? We live across the
Mhm.
country from one another. And so you were in town and we were like, "All right, we're going to do a couple episodes. Like, let's get on this and like see what we can do." And we decided that we were going to switch wines every episode.
Yep.
I remember that day. And I think the first two wines we picked were terrible. They
Yes.
were so bad that we actually ended up texting and being like, "Can you please bring us the good wine from downstairs to make sure that one of our wines was going to be palatable?" Because the other two were
Yes.
just, and I think like
They were not good.
that was just so funny to me because I was like, "We've done this terribly twice now in a row."
I
And
remember the name of one of those wines. I
do you remember
do.
how it smelled?
It is burned in my mind. I
What was it?
remember.
You have to tell me
I
now.
believe I believe. Now I'm going to say this and it may be wrong, but I believe it was chaotic, right?
Oh, yeah, it wasn't the one that smelled like feet.
And we were like, this, yeah, smells
Yeah.
chaotic. Yeah, it
Yeah,
sure does.
it was not
Yes.
great, so do not recommend that one. But I think just the process of doing that whole like recording stint was so much fun.
Yes. Yeah, we need another one.
We
We
do,
need
and
another one for sure.
we're not quitters, so we finished the glass before we went on to the next one. That was our
Absolutely.
mistake.
You
That
had
was
to
the
have an
mistake, I
empty
think.
glass.
We did, and it's not like we could have just walked over and dumped it in the sink and been like, "Save your palate." No, instead we were like, "Just knock it back and let's open the next one." And then we did it, and
Just
it was
keep
bad,
going.
and we just knocked that one back, and then
Knock
we
it
did the
back
next
and
one.
move on.
Yep, and then I think we actually took that last bottle back to the house because we were visiting with everybody, and we were supposed to make dinner.
I do remember this. It felt like we were sneaking in late for curfew.
Right? And
All
we
the
were
eyes went to us
full.
at the door. We were
They
like,
knew. They knew. And thank goodness we had a DD, right? We were smart. But it definitely felt that way. That was hilarious.
I love that our favorite moments from our book podcast are the drunkenness we
Well,
experience.
it does. There's wines in here, and we haven't been doing wine because we're recording these at like
9
during the
a.m.
day. And
Like,
yeah, like
it's
we have to be
just
productive members of society after this. So we're being responsible. But we will get back to the wine, right? We'll get back to the wine. We'll get back to the things. We have to do another in person. So
tis the
we'll do that,
season.
right?
Absolutely.
I feel like we can do it. I feel like it's
Yes.
doable. So
Yes.
Anything else for wrap up of a year of Read Between the Wines?
No, this is crazy. This has been such an exciting adventure.
Right.
Thank you for joining me and saying yes when we talked about this. It's been so much fun. And thank you guys, the viewers, for being here and joining us this year. And excited to see what the next year brings. More of the same, yet elevated
Yeah.
exquisiteness.
I just feel like we're getting so much more comfortable at doing this. And I don't think we were ever uncomfortable at it. I think it was just something new. And now it just kind of feels like comfortable in a way that's like friendly. You know what I mean? Not with each other, but just in
Mm-hmm.
the space of,
Mm-hmm.
it was nice to take the friendship that we have and just kind of bring it over here and be like, hey, everybody, join us.
Welcome to our brains.
Right? Welcome to our brains on the daily.
We were polite and, great in the beginning, but now we're like, you know what? Welcome. We're going to talk about this book we loved, we
It's
hated.
very
Because in the
realistic.
beginning, we were very nervous
Yeah.
about like, oh, we don't want to talk about these that we didn't like, and we
Right.
don't want to like call anybody out or like, and we're like, here's our opinion.
Yeah. I'm like, I was worried about
Take
hurting
it, leave
feelings.
it. Yeah.
But at the same time, I think I've just realized that everybody's going to think differently about the books that they read. And so it's cool to share my opinion. I'm not doing it to detract from somebody else's experience. I'm just sharing like, hey, if you're a reader like I am, you might enjoy this thing or you might not enjoy this thing.
Yeah.
And we'll
Or
get
I
into some of
hated
that.
this book, but you
Yeah.
might like it because this is your genre. This is not mine.
Yes. And that has happened between the two of us before,
Uh huh.
where we
Uh
have
huh.
read books and I've been like, oh, this is great. And you were like, this was terrible.
I'm
This
like,
was a
I can't.
2-star book. And I was like, this was a 4-star book. Like, I think I've enjoyed exploring that because it's made me more confident in kind of stating my opinions
Yeah.
because we always worry about like upsetting people or like, oh, am I thinking the wrong way about this? Did I miss something? And at this point, I'm like, I didn't miss anything. I liked it or I didn't.
Is it me? Am I the problem?
Am I I mean, I'm usually the problem, but at this point, I'm standing behind my
I'm not the
recommendations.
problem. Exactly.
Not here. Not here.
Mm.
But I will echo what you said in thanking you for, coming up with the idea and being like, hey, we should do this thing. You were like, hey, we talk about books a lot. What if we just did it
What if we
out
did it?
loud? And I was like,
Yes.
actually, I don't hate that. So thank you for being the spark of this thing. And like I said, echoing thank you for everybody who's been here and hang out with us and the people I get to see, especially in town, who have watched our videos and who have sent us things. And it's always fun to like meet up with somebody who's like, oh, I watched your video. And, I put it on my TV with my own glass of wine. And, I get to hang out with you guys for an afternoon. I love that. I love that. I think that's what it's about. So
That's what it's
happy
about.
that you're
That's
here.
why we did it. Glad the message is getting across and out there. So definitely
Exactly.
excited to see what this next year brings.
Right. Year two. Who knows? Maybe another retreat. I have no idea. We haven't talked it, but
Mm.
anything is possible.
So many
Right?
ideas.
So many things to do. So,
Yay,
all right.
friends.
Exactly.
Thank
Well,
you for being here.
until we see you next week with whatever episode comes next, confetti, confetti and cheers, and have a great week of reading. Hope you find something good, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Did you? I can only do that with one. I can't do that. I can do it with one hand. I can't do it with the other. The other hand doesn't like that, which is funny because this is my dominant hand. I can only do it with one hand. I don't know if that means something.
I don't know what that is.
It was great to have you join us for today's chat. If you'd like to continue the conversation, provide a recommendation, or simply say hi, pop over to Instagram at wine.read.wine or leave us a comment on our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next episode. Happy reading!
Do we like? No? We try
I like
again.
it. Oh, okay.
You like? You tell me. Let's see. I was thinking this one's like a little more daylighty, but
Yeah, I think it's still good because the other one you're very pink, which is not bad. We like pink, but
we love pink. No? Okay.
I'm like, I think it's fine. Like, whatever you like. Whatever you're comfortable with. It's your face.
You'd think after a year we have our settings
I
setted.
I think we are always striving for improvement. Maybe? I don't know.
That's a nice way of saying it.
I think so. I mean, things have
Flippin'
changed.
crazy. Can't make up our minds.
I just like to switch things up last minute,
You know,
Keep it
why not?
fresh.